Okay, I'm going live twice today. I'm actually trying to mess around with a couple of cameras that I have, so I just wanted to test them out, make sure I could actually use them. Not just going to do another short video. This one should be better. So let me see, make sure Facebook is good. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna let a couple of people come in, and what I'm gonna be talking about today. I'm going to be talking about why you need to earn $100 per hour or more in 2019 in order to live the same lifestyle that your grandparents lived in the 1950s. A lot of times, especially right now, you got a lot of people talking about Bitcoin. You got a lot of people talking about the mandatory minimum wage. And I'm going to explain to you why why $15 an hour, $20 an hour is not going to be able to sustain you in 2019, and why you need to be charging somewhere even $100 an hour is almost too small in 2019 to actually still be able to live the lifestyle that your grandparents had. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab something. Okay, and we're gonna get ready to get started. All right. What I want to talk about I'm going to do the comparison in 2019 to 1952, and show you why in 2019 you need to be earning $100 an hour or more in order to just have the same lifestyle that your grandparents had. A lot of times we look back at our grandparents who was making 50 cents, 75 cents per hour, and they was able to buy all this land, build houses, and just we're still living off. Matter of fact, especially in the African American community, we're still living off the resources that our grandparents grabbed. The generations in between our grandparents to us now has almost been obsolete. None. We're having to live off the stuff that they acquired back in the 50s, and it's almost dwindling it down. I'm going to show you why. Okay, we're going to start off with 1952. So this is the year we're going to look at. All right, 1952, the minimum wage in 1952 was 75 cents. And I hope y'all can see that better now. Now that I have a new camera and stuff up. All right, so the minimum wage in 1952 was 75 cents. Okay, in 1952, this is a silver dollar right here. I'll let everybody see. This is a 1952 half dollar. This half dollar right here is costs you $14. So if you want to go buy one of these from a coin collector, this is a Booker T. Washington half dollar. It costs you $14. And that's another thing too with the appliance repair trade. When you fix an old dryer, you find these old coins all the time in them. But that's $14. So 75 cents and in 1952 is equal to, in today's term, $21 per hour. So even though they're working for 75 cent minimum wage, that's equal to $21 in today's term. So in today's term, if you was actually, if somebody told you, would you work for 75 cent like per hour like they did in 1952? You would say, yeah, if you pay me in 1952 quarters, I definitely work for 75 cents per hour, because they actually be worth $21 per worth $21. And these quarters, these coins, because back then was on they were made out of actual silver, so they put whatever amount of silver was equal to that amount. That's what they made the coins out of. That's why they held their values. They still got the same purchasing power. Right now, this 50-cent piece hasn't lost none of its purchasing power. 50 cent could buy you $14 worth of material or food or whatever back in 1952, and still can buy you $14 worth of stuff. It never lost. And that's what a lot of people are trying to do with the Bitcoin. They're trying to go back to some type of currency that has some type of where you can't just print it. It just has a limited source with silver and gold, what the coins used to be made out of, and what we used to have the gold standards and silver standards for our currency. Whenever we printed currency, we had to have the natural resources to back them, so they kept their value. That's what they try to do with Bitcoin, but they're not tying it to anything tangible. They just tying it to some type of math problems. They say it's only so many math problems can be solved. So I don't. That's why I don't trust Bitcoin. With this right here, they say with silver, it's the same thing. It has intrinsic value. It only is worth for somebody as much as somebody will give you. That's not true. Silver has a manufacturing value too. Your computer boards and your computer chips, they are made out of silver. So they have the connectors and all that stuff. Uh, your wires and stuff that not the wires, but the actual grids and stuff in the control boards, they're silver and gold. So they actually have a manufacturing ability too. So it's always going to keep its value. That's why a lot of times people tell you buy silver and gold is a good way to hedge off inflation because it doesn't lose its value. And most of the time it retains its value or it goes up. Because you can see back in 52, it could buy you $14 worth of stuff. And still, right now, in 2019, it buy you $14 worth of stuff. So that's what that's for. Okay, so we come here now. They were making 75 cents per hour, and that 75 cent was equivalent to $21 now. Okay, so we're just gonna make it real easy. We're gonna make it just go straight to $1. I don't know why I keep grabbing this this crazy marker, knowing that it's not gonna work. I'm gonna try this one. I think this one might work a little better. So we're gonna go to just make it real easy. $1. Can y'all see that? Okay, yeah. $1 will be equal to in 1952 will be equal to $28 today. So $1 in 1952 will be equal to $28 today. All right. Today in 2019, the minimum wage in North Carolina, this will be North Carolina minimum wage, is equal to $7.25 per hour. Okay, so to adjust for inflation and stuff, they say that's why they raised the minimum wage and stuff up. So if we want to keep things moving and adjust this up to where it should be today, so what we need to do, multiply this times that, and you're going to need to, in order to live the lifestyle that they had back in 1952 to keep it up, you need to be making about that much per hour. And that's what you need to make per hour in 2019 to have the same lifestyle that your grandparents had. That's how much purchasing power they were getting if you want to adjust for inflation and stuff. You know, they could go out and they could buy a soda for a penny. They could buy a cookie for a penny. All that stuff. And if we adjusted for when inflation came, you need to be making this much per hour to actually do it. And you're going to say, well, nobody's going to get paid that much per hour. Nobody makes that much per hour. Who's going to get paid that much per hour? The other day, I done a video telling you about who were the millionaires, the millionaire next door. So when we go now, we're going to actually translate that into today's terms. Who are the people making this much per hour? So, like I say, in order to live like they're living in 1952, where $1 was equal to $28, you need to be making $203 if we adjust the minimum wage. So you need to be making somewhere over $200 per hour. Okay. The biggest class of millionaires. Remember, I told you the biggest class, self-employed. And what those self-employed people were? The skilled trades. Your plumber, electrician, HVAC, and guess who else is there? Your appliance repair falls in here. Your pest control, they fall in there. How much are they charging? They charging you $100 to $200 minimum per hour. Remember, I told you when you go to somebody, if you listen to what I say and you go to the third-party warranty company, when the first time you go out to the third-party warranty company, what are you going to charge them the first hour you go out? $125. When you go back to the next hour, how much next time you go out? What you going to charge them? $125. That's your $250. That's your $250. How long does it take you? It takes you about 30 to 40 minutes the first time. It takes you 30 to 40 minutes the second time. As you get better, it'll take you 30 minutes, 30 minutes. You have an hour, and you'll be getting about 250. If you do what I say with the appliance repair. It'll take you about an hour to fix it. You'll get about 250. And these are the people who are becoming millionaires. Same thing, the plumbers, the electricians, the HVAC. Before they even walk to your house, they want to know, I'm going to charge you $100. Your auto mechanics, they say we charge you $100 for the first hour and $50 going after that. So just to pull it up on, just to pull the car up on the rack is gonna be $200. That's not even an hour's worth of work. So these are the guys who know that they gotta adjust for the inflation. They still need to charge what they were charging back in the 1952s. The only way you can do that, you gotta have a skilled trade where you can actually build those people those things. You as an employee, they're not going to pay you those things. Matter of fact, you're going backwards to the point now where the money, every time they print money, is worth less. So even though they give you a raise, they print the money, you're actually going down backwards, further and further and further, where you actually now can't afford. If they pay you $15 an hour or $20 an hour, you still wouldn't be able to live like they did in 1952. So 73% of the people are the skilled trades. So you get in the skilled trades, then you can actually still charge people these rates, and your skilled trades and your knowledge, it still remains the same as it did in 1952. That's another reason why they started taking the skilled trades out of the high schools. They looked at the civil rights movement. Most of the time, what pushed the civil rights movement was the skilled tradesmen and also the people working in the factory who implemented those skilled trades. They could come out and actually, your grandfathers and stuff, they actually knew how to build stuff. They were the brick masons. So not only did they work their job they might have had in the factory, or if they had their own, they had another job that they might have been a farmer or something, but they also went out into the community and actually practiced their skilled trades and made money. So they were the ones who pushed the civil rights movement and stuff. And they said, those are the people we got to get out of here so they won't have no money to back them anymore. So that was the reason, another reason why they took the skilled trades out the high school. So you wouldn't be able to get that anymore. So that's the one position they can charge you. And that's why they become the millionaires. They're the biggest ones. And anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. Anybody can learn the skilled trade. The second group is going to be in charge with that amount. They make up 10%. The same thing we done the other day. That's going to be the doctors and lawyers. They're going to charge you $100 plus per hour. What they do, when I call my lawyer, he tells me before I even sit down, it's $100. And then that gives me about 30 minutes to talk. And then after that, the clock starts on again. So you call your lawyer or you call your accountant, they're going to charge you $100 minimum per hour. Most of the time, it's going to be $100 to come there and talk. And once you start talking, the price is going to go up. That's why they make up 10% of their millionaires. Another 10%. And these are the ones that make that. You're going to be your VPs, the vice presidents of major corporations. Forget my spelling. They're going to be making 100 plus per hour. The people who VPs like at Amazon, IBM, they're going to be making over $100 per hour. All right, let me show you the next one. And they make up 10% of the millionaires. The next one make up 5%. These are people in sales. Remember I said it's going to be the multi-level marketing people. They do it. And somebody else that does it now. I'm going to go ahead and add them in because they're probably going to start getting a bigger piece of the pie. People do social media. Because when they first done the study of Millionaire Next Door, there was no such thing as social media, Facebook, YouTube, and that. Well, now YouTube and social media have changed the game. Here, you make $100 plus per hour here, but here, God knows you can easily make thousands plus per hour just by putting together a online class. And you go and you make a sales offer, and if your class is $1,000, you get thousands of people going out there instantly, just constantly buying. So here, this right here, this social media is actually going to probably push this sales thing up higher because more people are going to start coming in here through sales on social media. Social media has changed the game for our sales. This right here, this thousands of dollars you can make per hour easily just by the power of social media. And last but not least, the 1% is going to be your entertainers. That's going to be your whatchamacallit. That's going to be your athletes, your singers, your actors. All those people, you add all them together, they only going to give you 1% of the millionaires. And they're going to make over $100 per hour. So with that being said, you know you got to have at least $100 per hour to actually live like your grandparents did in the 1950s. What one gives you the biggest? Which one is the biggest producer? That's 73%. That's coming from your self-employed, and most of the self-employed is going to be what we call the skilled trades. And this right here, you don't have to be 6'9" and be able to run a 4.1. You don't have to be no mutant like you have to be for sports to do this. You don't have to actually be super smart like a doctor or lawyer and go a long way through school to do it. It doesn't require you have to go $1 million in debt with student loans and outfitting the doctor's office to do it. These skilled trades, you can most of them you can learn them on the job and get paid. You can come to our appliance boot camp, which is one weekend for $850, and you can learn it, and it'll actually put you in that 73% class. And that 73% class is the ones now who are pushing the millionaire class. They are the ones that you're seeing actually buying all the property. They are the ones that you're seeing out here doing a lot of the YouTube videos coming out telling you about this stuff. And it's easy to get into this class. So that's why I want to come to you today, actually tell you about, I was just talking to somebody. I've been getting a lot of people telling me about Bitcoin. I need to buy Bitcoin, and I need to actually teach a course on Bitcoin. And I'm telling them I don't trust Bitcoin. I don't buy Bitcoin for that specific reason. This Bitcoin is not tied to anything that is tangible, that has value. Back in the 1950s, when you got money, that money was tied to what we call it was tied to gold and silver, so it had actual value and was able to maintain its value and its purchasing power. Bitcoin is just gonna be because people now are seeing that it's new and they run into it. And I know people will come there and start telling me about the blockchain and all this other stuff. And yeah, true. But what is it tied to? What is that currency tied to that's actually tangible? That I need to invest my money to. I can't if it's nothing tangible. I can actually pull and actually sell and touch and hold. Me personally, I'm not going to put my money into it. Maybe later on down the years, if I get a better understanding on it, maybe I'm just not educated enough on it. But right now, I'm not putting my money in Bitcoin. I'm getting a lot of people who's constantly emailing me and texting me about looking at Bitcoin. And I just want to show you in 1952 what was going on and why a lot of people are now actually talking about Bitcoin. They're actually doing that because they're saying, hey, I'm not getting the lifestyle that I want to have. And I'm not having the lifestyle that my parents and grandparents had. And they're looking at something easy. They think Bitcoin is going to do it. Bitcoin is not going to do it because Bitcoin still doesn't address the main factor that you have. Right now, the main thing that's killing you is not your net worth that's killing you. You can have all the Bitcoin you want in the world, but what's killing you right now is cash flow. You don't have any money coming in. That's what's killing you. So if you own 2 Bitcoins and they worth $26,000, Bitcoin ain't getting no cash flow, and your money come tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning you're not gonna get no cash, and and once you start selling it, it loses its worth, its value. But if you are I'm gonna use appliance repairman. This right here creates cash flow. I know Monday morning, if I'm broke right now, like right now, if I was broke, I could do one or two things. I could go to my merchant account and I could actually give them a little bit extra money to take out of my processing fee, and they'll deposit all my deposits that I got coming in money. They'll do it right now, and I have access to my money. Um, Other thing I could do, I could go out to the different stores that I have contracts with. Like I have stores where we do installs and deliveries, and I can just I can just put out a ad, and I've done this before. Sometimes I needed some cash real quick, and I just I just send out a coupon, and I say available today only. You can if I'm normally charging them $95 for an install, and say I wanted to make me $500, I might say for today only, you can get what you call you can get 10 installs for $500, something like that, and they'll jump on it. And I say you have to pay now. They'll pay for it right then and there. And I could do something like that and just make a special offer. Not get cash in my pocket right then and there, and I just owe them. I just owe them the labor, but I can get the cash now, or I can do like a lot of times what I do, just wait till Monday morning. I wake up Monday morning, my it be almost like the water well. It fills right back up. My bank account starts coming right back up, and it's good. And then once I go out, or I could go out and do service calls today. If I could do that, I could actually turn my phone on because people are constantly calling, and they'll be calling looking for service work. Not just run some service calls today and make the money. So you got many ways to make money if you broke and you're in the skilled trades. You never at a point where you just totally butt out and don't have anything. And that's another thing too. If you get into the skilled trades and you actually master the skilled trade, people always say everybody's one paycheck away or they one mishap away from being homeless and stuff. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I believe with the skills and knowledge and stuff that I have, that I'm not going to. I'm far away from being homeless. I'm far away from being able to be homeless. They could drop me off anywhere in the United States, and within 5 to 7 days, I could adjust my life back to where I'm at through the skilled trades. And because all I need is about, I don't even need the money. I just need somebody to point me in the direction to the nearest real estate office, the closest apartment complex, or the closest dry cleaners, a laundromat. Just point me in that direction. And if I can walk there. And once I get there, I can actually start making money because I have the knowledge, and I can go in there and I know when they come there that morning, they're gonna have broken stuff. And if I'm sitting there at the door and I tell them I can fix it, and they gotta get them fixed, they're gonna pay me to go fix it. And I know within a couple of days I'll be right back where I'm at now with the lifestyle I got. That's all because of the knowledge that I have and the ability and the wisdom to be able to go out there and apply it. So yeah, even if like for instance, I was in a bad car accident several years ago, and I couldn't do anything for months, but my money didn't ever stop. Matter of fact, my cash and stuff got better because I couldn't go out there. I actually paid closer attention to it, and my lifestyle never changed. People never even knew that I wasn't even working, that I had even gotten hurt. My life just kept going like it was, and there was never no interruption at all. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go through the actual comments. This actually is gonna be my last one of today. I'm gonna actually get out of here. It's a nice day, and I actually got my motorcycle out. I'm gonna ride my motorcycle for a little while this afternoon. I got a hall pass, so I'm going out and ride. So I'm gonna read these, and I'm gonna go ride before people start calling and wanting me to come home. So Bianca Griffin, hello from Ohio. Hey, how you doing? Tony Braxton back again. What's up, bro? Yeah, I'm here playing around with some of the new gadgets that I'm gonna put into the new office, and I just wanted to see how some of it worked. So I was just playing around with one of the cameras. Okay. Sony Brooks, hello from Atlanta. Hey, how you doing? Country living. All right. Crypto FOMO, facts 100. Okay. Ghana Warrior, what's up, Mike Sneed? Is a millionaire. No, I wouldn't say that. I'm not no. I never made a million. I never made $1 million. Collectively over the years, yeah, I made well over $1 million. I made several $1 million if you do collectively, but I never made $1 million in 1 year. And my net worth, my net worth, nah, my net worth is not $1 million. It's not. But I have real good cash flow. I got real good cash flow. Okay. All right. Engineering cannabis. Enjoy your show. What do you think about tech companies that deal with the data analytics and engineering service? Oh yeah, those tech companies. Yeah, you make a lot of money. I'm hoping that I can go up to the street. It's a company right up the street from me. That they're doing some really good things. You know, I might be utilizing them to do some marketing and stuff for me. And I hope they'll let me come up there and actually videotape them and show you what they're doing. But yeah, those companies they make a lot of money, and that's a skilled trade also. That's a skilled trade, engineering and all that. That's skilled trades. Okay. Ferocity Cash, greeting Mike. Hey, how you doing? All right. All right. Let's see. Mike, should I pay for manufacturer technical information for appliance repair technicians? What I suggest you do, you sign up for what we call Appliance-tology. From Appliance-tology, I think that's about $200 per year. You can get all the manufacturer's information there, and you have a network field of nothing but appliance technicians. It's kind of like Facebook for appliance technicians, and you go there, everybody be able to help you with the problems, and you can get the manuals and all the information you need. So I suggest you go to Appliance Tech, and that's why Appliance-tology, and that's why I tell all the people who come to the boot camp. All right. Do you use any type of software for keeping track of your sales, taxes, invoices sent to customers via email after they are paid for services? Yeah, Square does a good job of that. I also use QuickBooks for receipts and stuff like that for stuff that I paid. It's a software called Expensify. That whenever you link it to your bank accounts and whenever you use your debit cards and stuff, it actually take a picture of the receipts and actually files it for you. Okay. Good stuff, bro. Thanks, G Money Forever. Which blue book appliance repairs needed to be purchased? The desktop version or the Parker version or both? Like I tell people starting off, if this is your first time doing appliance business, let me see if I got the book version. I usually keep the book version here. Let me see if I got one. I don't see the book. I have it someplace in here. But anyway, I suggest if this is your first time doing an appliance repair or doing some type of service where you're actually going out to the customer and you're actually taking money from the customer, I suggest that you get the book starting off. And the reason why, because if you got the book, if you never ask for money from people, sometimes that could be kind of scary for some people, and they have to build up their confidence to ask for that money. So that's why I say you whatchamacallit. You take the book, and that way you open up the book and you show them the book. You say, hey, this is the appliance blue book. This is a nationwide price guide for all repairs. Make sure that all the service companies are using the same prices, that nobody's getting cheated. You open up the book, you show them the price in the book. So that way, if they got any questions, it's not towards you and your practices. It's towards the book. They get mad, like, damn, that's high. That's crazy. Okay, let's go. But they're not mad at you. They mad at the book. Now, if you somebody who never dealt with customers and stuff, and you go out and you tell them a price, then they're gonna start to wonder how you got your price. They're gonna want you to break it down. Can you break it out in the parts and the labor? They're gonna want you to do all of that. And if you're not used to actually dealing with customers and those questions that come from that, you'll get to the point where they have you actually just have you we used to call getting rattled. They have you rattled, and it actually messes up the sale part, because then they won't be trusting your numbers. But if you bring it out the book and you let them see it and you show it and hold it and point it to it, that way it takes the pressure off of you and it's putting everything on the book. And if they mad at something, they're gonna be mad at the book. Now later on, as you get better at doing the prices, and you need to adjust your prices, because sometimes you might go a little higher than what the blue book have. And you're real comfortable. I say go to the online version. The online version is good because it's going to be up to date to the latest and greatest. A book, just like any book, when you print it after 4 or 5 years, it's outdated. You got to go back and buy it again. And those books are not cheap. They're like $200. The online version is about $20, $30 a month. And that way I can have all my technicians using the exact same price, and I ain't got to worry about a technician using the old book. Okay. All right. What do you think of dealing with Realtor Properties and appliance repair? Yeah, they're good. Realtor Properties are good. They're gonna have a punch list whenever somebody selling their houses. Most of the time they're gonna get a punch list, and they got to get it fixed because they want to get it sold. So, matter of fact, I was at a guy house Friday morning. He's moving in, and he got to get his appliances done. So I got to do that. And I'm also at a builder's house. The electrician broke the door off the range trying to install it, and I got to get that before he sells it. So yeah, realtors and stuff are good. Tony R. Prosper, much love, brother. Thank you for your time. Oh, you're welcome. I thank y'all for y'all time for actually coming in while I do this. I really appreciate it. Okay. Is applying for home warranty company as a service provider. When asked, do you have home warranty experience? Yes or no? And starting out, how should you answer that question? Answer it truthful. Just tell them no if you don't, and yes if you do. Just tell the truth. All right, JT, you want us to connect? You want us to contact 10 to 15? I want you to contact them until you get one. Kind of like fishing. You need to catch one to eat. You need to catch one to eat. You throw and you got to keep throwing your rod and reel out there till you hang one. I want you to. If you have to do 20, it doesn't matter. I want you to keep doing it until you catch one. You got to catch one. All right, veracity. In choosing a drill set, which type of drills as far as 18, 20 volt is recommended? And also, is choosing compact drills good to use in the appliance repair business? Yeah, if you're getting drills, I suggest and we go through all of this through appliance boot camp. Get the small ones because what's going to happen? You're going to be working inside appliances, so you can't use the big ones like you see on construction sites because it can't fit inside of an appliance. This one is small and compact. It'll fit right inside of a washer, a dryer, a microwave, and it has plenty of power. It actually has a light on it too to help you see. And these you can get them from Harbor Freight for about $40. I say get these starting out. Especially if you haven't done any repairs, because what's going to happen, you're going to end up leaving tools and all that stuff. So I'd much rather leave a $40 Harbor Freight drill than to go out and buy a Bosch and leave a $150, $200 drill. So I say start off with those and something small enough and light enough. You don't want to get a big heavy one, so you're going to be using this all day. If you get something big and heavy and bulky, by the end of the day, your wrist and your arms are going to be tired. All right. Am I familiar with Arga ovens? Yeah, they're gonna be really, really high-end ovens. They're the ovens. They constantly stay on. They look almost like an old wood stove, and they have these little plates over top of them where you just open it up and you can set the plate on top to fry. They got a couple of ovens. One might stay at 350. One might stay at 125. They got a couple, like 3 or 4 different ovens at the front. Most of the time, you're gonna see them in really, really high-end houses. Only places you'll see them here, you'll see them in North Raleigh, you'll see them in Chapel Hill. You might see some in Wake Forest, but the only thing it get really hot and humid out here, and those ovens get hot. So if you got it in your kitchen and that oven, you don't turn it off. It stays on all the time. It stays on constantly all the time. And if if you living down here in North Carolina where it get 100 and some degrees and humid, and you got the oven in your kitchen ain't gonna be 100 and some degrees all the time, and it's just too hot. In Chapel Hill, I see them sometimes. They have like a butler's place where they do a lot of cooking in big expensive houses. You might catch them at the Governor's Club or something like that. But here it's a little too hot for them. I think you might see them more up north and stuff like that. But yeah, they're expensive. I think they may be about maybe 20, anywhere between $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 ovens. So they're really expensive ovens. Yeah. Okay. One tech is on a YouTube interview. Got paid $1,400 for fixing a part on an Arga oven. High end appliances pays very well. If only I'd known about this earlier, but I know now. Oh yeah, yeah. As a matter of fact, I know who you're talking about. You're talking about I think it's TWM or TMM Appliance. Yeah, I caught some of his stuff. Yeah, $1,400. Yeah, that's good. Matter of fact, you can do that with the Sub Zeros. You can do that with the Sub Zeros. You can do that with the Wolf. You can do that with the Thermadors, the Vikings. You can charge that type of money and make that type of money with those ovens, the higher ends, the decors and stuff. But like I say, that's something for an experienced technician. That's not something for somebody coming to the appliance boot camp and then go try to market themselves on high-end appliances. Do not do that, because when you go there, you're not just repairing the appliances. You're actually delivering a service. It's kind of like if you go to Roof Chris. You go to Roof Chris. Not only are you just getting a steak, but you're getting the actual ambiance of that place. So if you do that, you want to be a top level service company. You want to have make sure your trucks are lettered. You want to have booties on your shoes. You want to have a nice uniform. It's a white glove service when you go to those people's houses, and that's not something for somebody just coming into the business to do. Do not do that. If you go there and somebody got a decor range with the gold trim, and those ranges, like when they get those most of the time when people got houses like that where they got $20,000 ranges, they got $20,000 refrigerators and stuff. They have one kitchen upstairs on the main floor where everybody come in. That's just for show. They're not cooking on that decor oven, that decor range with the gold trim and all that. They're not cooking on that. All that is just for show. It's kind of like a guy in his Ferrari. A guy in his Ferrari ain't getting in it, driving it every day to work. That's a Honda Accord. He got that as a collector's item and for show. And he's gonna when somebody come out there to wash his car, they don't wash that car like they would the Honda Accord. It takes a certain amount of expertise, and you got to know what you're dealing with when you go there. So when you go there, you can't go there and put a scratch on that oven. You're gonna be out $20,000, $30,000. You don't know what you're doing. You can't go there and try to move it out. Those things are $800-900, 800-900 pounds. You can't just grab that and slide it out, and they might have these marble floors from Italy or something in there, and you chip a tile on that, or you scratch one of those floors. You might be out $100,000 trying to fix the floor. So you don't do that. That's why I say you start off. It's levels to this. You start off with the third-party warranty and doing those, and then you work your way up. You might be 10, 15 years before you get to a point where somebody call you into high-end appliances. And those, they're not just gonna. Somebody who's doing high-end appliances, those people are not just going on the internet looking for anybody, because you can't even get in the community. Some of these communities like Governor's Club and stuff like that. If you're a service contractor, you can't even go to the community until after 9 o'clock. You ain't gonna be showing up there no 8 o'clock. At 4:30, 5 o'clock, you gotta be leaving. If you run in a muck puddle out there at Governor's Club, they have water hoses. If you go on a construction site and you run in some mud, you better wash your truck before you get on the get on the road within the community. They have water hoses out there. You gotta wash your truck and get the mud off. They don't want you tracking mud on the streets in there. And if they find out your truck came through there, went through some mud and tracked mud back onto the streets going back out, they're gonna find you, and you might not be able to come back in there. If you got porta johns, you can't have porta johns out there at the construction site. They gotta build a fence around it and make it look almost like a bathroom just for the porta johns. So in those neighborhoods, they're not just gonna go on Craigslist or Facebook looking for you. What they're gonna do, you're gonna be recommended by a neighbor. And once you get into a community like that, that's what I say. Once you get into a community that have high-end appliances and stuff like that, you're gonna stay in high-end appliances. You're gonna stay in that community. They're not gonna want to see you coming. They're not going to see you coming going into a low-end community, because they feel like they want to be exclusive. And you might have heard that guy say that on that interview where he was going to go to a lower-end community one time and do some work, and he actually had to get a whole new appliance business name because he didn't want his customers to see that he was mixing it. Because those customers, they want to be exclusive. They want to make sure that you only come to them. They don't want you going to. They don't want you going out out there to the projects and doing something for government housing and doing stuff for rent from Aaron's rent to own. They don't want that. They want you only in the high end stuff, and they're gonna pay the money to keep you there. So that's a totally different ball game. When you get there, you are one of the elite companies, and most of the time your company's been around for 20, 30 years, and you have built that reputation, and somebody has actually recommended you. You just don't walk into to those homes. You don't. And most of the time, like you said, I got a couple of them that we do. They're gated communities. They got to give you a passcode, and once you get into those communities and they trust you, they'll give you the actual they'll give you the actual passcode to get in. And once you get in, most of the time, they leave the door open and stuff for you. They trust you. They give you free will to do whatever you want in there, and they don't care about the price. That's nothing. They don't care about the price because with them, they want to make sure they want to know how soon you can get there, and that's it. They just want it fixed. Okay. All right. Are you going to teach us on the high-end appliances such as refrigerators with the call? No, no. You like I say, no, no, no. You don't. No, you don't do that. You want to do with the money makers, and that comes with years down the road. To do high-end appliances. That I tell you what. The high-end appliances manufacturers, Sub-Zero, Wolf, Viking. We have our annual conference with where all the technicians and all the companies around the world we go to we have what we call ASTIs. We meet once a year and we get retrained, and all the different appliance companies we come together and meet. The people who do the high end appliances, they don't meet with us. They in the same city. They in the same city that we're in, but they're going those high end appliance people don't even want them in the same hotel as us. They take them to a different hotel. They get VIP service, and you can't even go in there. Only way you can go in there, you have to become one of their licensed providers, and you just don't get there. You got people who's been begging for 20 to 30 years to get with Sub-Zero, and Sub-Zero won't open the door to them. Because once you get there, we say that's a license to print money. You in a totally different category, and you whatchamacallit, you're like that. You heard that guy say he makes $500,000 a year doing appliance repair because he's doing high end appliances. But he's like the third generation. He's the third generation of person who owned our appliance business. It started with his great uncle. Then his great uncle trained his dad. Now his dad passed it on to him. So he's the third generation. You're thinking here you are have never done an appliance before in your life. Gonna come to one weekend of appliance repair. Gonna go out there and you think you're gonna supposed to do the same thing those guys do. No, it don't work like that. You gotta pay your dues. You gotta be they three generations. They got almost 100 years head start in front of you. So no, you don't go there trying to do that. That takes you years and years to actually get there. And sometimes that's the problem we have, especially African Americans. We look and we look at our businesses and we try to compare them to somebody who's been going for three generations. No, your business is not going to be like his that's been here for three generations. You got to work on yours, what you have right now, and build yours up, and stop looking at what they have over there. Get yours stable, and you start making $100,000 a year, and you start saying, okay, I might not get to be the one who go out there and do the high end appliances, but my grandson might be the one like him that go out there and can make. I'll make the 100,000, but I want to set it up so when my grandson come like him, he making $500,000 repairing appliances. And he going in all these mansions and stuff, and he got to have security clearance to get into the people's house. You say that's what your grandson is going to do. You can't automatically think that, oh, I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna bypass 100 years worth of experience and business knowledge, and I'm gonna move right to the front of the line. No, it's not gonna work like that. Even if those guys were to actually call you into their houses and stuff, as soon as you pull up to their house, they would know that you're not supposed to be there. They would know that you're a company that's not supposed to be there. So no, we're not going to do that. We're going to start where you're going to actually come in. You're going to learn where you're supposed to be at, and you're going to enter the market. That's why I say go to the third-party warranty company. That's where you're going to have to enter your market at. You ain't going to enter the market way up at the top, thinking you're going to be the best thing since sliced bread. No, you have to start here and work your way up. All right. Could you elaborate on the TV with the Wi-Fi error? Saw that picture. Didn't know if you created a video about it. No, that wasn't a TV. That was an oven. A lot of the new appliances now, you can control them through your through Wi-Fi, through your cell phone, through an app. So what happened? The lady, she likes to go before she come home. She might want to warm up her oven, get her oven warmed up. Sometimes I don't know why some people do it, but they do. They'll put the food in the oven, and before they leave work, they turn the oven on and have it start cooking before they get there. And that's what this person was doing. And what happened? Their oven couldn't connect back to their Wi-Fi, and that's what they called us for. And what had happened? One of the teenagers had changed the password on the Wi-Fi, and they didn't know it, and so that's why the oven couldn't connect. So we came there, and whenever I get something like that, the first thing I do, especially if it's dealing with Wi-Fi, I try to instead of going to the oven, I want to make sure to eliminate the oven. I want to see if I can connect to the Wi-Fi with my cell phone or something like that, or some other device. Make sure that I'm dealing with an oven issue or a Wi-Fi issue. So when we go there, I just asked if it was okay if I could connect to their Wi-Fi to test it. They gave me the password, and my phone couldn't connect. And I said, "Well, something going on with the Wi-Fi." And then from there, she found out her phone wasn't connecting. And then she called her one of the teenagers, and they said, "Yeah, they had to change the password." And that's when we changed the password and everything worked. So that's all that was. It's just process of elimination. You want to find out what you're working, what's the problem. You want to eliminate when you run into something like that. You want to make sure that is either the oven is bad or the Wi-Fi is bad. You don't want to be trying to fight the oven, thinking the oven's bad, and when it was really the Wi-Fi that was bad. So you want to process of elimination. Once I can eliminate which item is actually having a problem, then I know which one I need to work on. Okay. All right, JT, thumbs up for all your help. Yeah, thank you all. Like I said, it'll cool off enough outside. I'm gonna go ahead and get some riding in. I haven't rode my bike. This first time I've been on it yesterday and today. First time I've been on it all summer. I'm gonna go ride around a little bit. Like I say, my wife is at a bridal shower, so I got some time. I can actually ride in peace and have some fun. So I'm gonna go do that now. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna open up some more dates for the appliance boot camp. Stick around. Beginning of the week, I'm gonna probably open up another date for the appliance boot camp for those who want to come in. It's gonna be really good. I'm liking the way the new building is gonna be coming along, and I'm gonna be able to really give y'all some good stuff. I got some good appliances coming in there, and we're gonna really start really taking this training to another level. And now that you're seeing a lot of people are starting to wake up, like that guy TEMW Appliance, he's doing a very good job. You're seeing a lot of people are starting to wake up to appliance repair, and you see he telling y'all the exact same thing I've been telling y'all about the potentials out here. You saw the guy that he just interviewed, and that guy's making over $1 million, or $500,000 a year doing appliance repair. But like I say, he's the third generation in, so that customer base, and he's moved up. Like I say, you start off here at the level that you're in at the third parties, but as you get better, you move up. Like you say, you move up to the high end appliances. If you told somebody paid $30,000 for an oven, they wouldn't believe it. But people do that. So a $30,000 oven, he don't mind paying you $1,400 to fix it. Okay, you got that's nothing. That's more than your car. So those ovens. Those ovens, they're not going to just throw that one away. You ain't going to throw away a $30,000 oven and go buy another one. You're going to fix it. And so those people, once they find somebody that can fix them and that they trust, they keep you around, and then they pass you around to their neighbors, because their neighbors going to have the same things in their houses. And that's where you want to aspire to. You start off at the third-party warranty. Once you start off at the third-party warranty, then you move to the next level. You go to the COD customers. Once you get to the COD customers and you really tie in with your business and your service that you're providing, then you can go to another level of customer. That's what I do. I just move up to another level of customer, and when you do, you leave the other customers behind. You trade them off to somebody else that you actually are planning into the industry. So what I normally do, one of the guys that used to work with me when he started his business, as I start to move up a customer level, I pass those customers that I'm no longer going to deal with off to him, and or to that person, or to another company that I know is going to provide them with good service. I'll give them those, and I move on to the next level. And that's what you keep doing, and you keep progressing up to eventually one day you'll move over to the commercial side. When you get over to the commercial side, then you go into charging $200 to $300 per hour to go out there, because those that's where everybody want to get into. You want to move over to where you actually in the commercial side. Once you're into the commercial side, and that's with everything. That's with the heating and air, electrical, plumbing. You start off with residential, but then eventually you're going to move over into the commercial side. When you go to the commercial side, then that's when the really money pops in. That's when you start making the millions of dollars a year. That's when you start seeing the guys that really have the serious businesses going on, and that's where you want to aspire to get to. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in, and I'm glad that Veracity Cash. I'm glad you're actually going out seeing those people on the internet. I'm glad that you're actually going out researching them, and you're seeing what this business has to offer, and you can actually validate some of the stuff that I'm saying. So I really appreciate that. All right, man, I got some young. This is Just Teach. Man, I got some young brothers in Kinston. I love to get in your camp, working on that. Yeah, get them out here, man. And like I say, this right here, appliance repair, it works in any demographics, no matter if it's low income, high income, whatever. You still gonna make your money, and it works in any type of economic scenario. If it's a recession, it's good. If the times is good, it's good. And you heard those guys. No, they say the same thing I say. Hey, the phone is ringing all the time. We got too much work. Don't have enough people to do it. All right. But thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll talk to y'all later.